Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And allow me to begin this video by taking you back to 2018. And I want to be very specific on the day and the month. 18th day of March 2018. On that day, Raila Odinga emerged at the doors of Harambee House for a handshake with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. That handshake shaped the politics of the Republic of Kenya completely. Raila Odinga was accompanied to Harambee House on that particular day by one man called Junet Mohamed. Even William Ruto, who was the then Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, did not know that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta were actually having some handshake. From that day, those who doubted the influence of Junet Mohamed started believing how powerful Junet Mohamed was around Raila Odinga. And from that moment up to now, Junet Mohamed has continued to play a critical role around Raila Odinga. As a matter of fact, during the last campaign, Junet Mohamed was right at the center of that campaign. And that's why when Raila Odinga was not declared the president of the Republic of Kenya, most people blamed him. Well, for some of us who knew the role Junet Mohamed played, we understood that Junet Mohamed was even ready to take the blame on behalf of Raila Odinga. So after the election and the rumors about Raila and Ruto working together started emerging, I knew that Junet Mohamed was playing a critical role in that aspect. And as a matter of fact, when ODM nominated 4 experts to join government, the name of Junet Mohamed was mentioned. And I'm aware that Junet Mohamed actually declined just to take the position of one of the cabinet secretaries. Let me ask you this question. Assuming Raila Odinga had won the presidency in the last election, what position do you think Junet Mohamed would be playing today? Or would be serving today? For me, Junet Mohamed would either be the cabinet secretary for interior, or the cabinet secretary for finance, or the cabinet secretary for energy. Those 3. Because of course, Junet Mohamed has a lot of interest in oil, probably would have chosen that. Because I remember at some point we were just talking and he told me, Lee, I don't want that ministry because of the way people live with their hands full of blood, just like Kindiki. So he told me he was not interested. Probably he would be either the minister for finance or the minister for energy. So let us not get into that for now. I just wanted to use that to demonstrate to us that if Raila Odinga was a cabinet, was the president of the Republic of Kenya today, Junet Mohamed would be a cabinet secretary. So last week, after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, the court process, stories started emerging that Junet Mohamed was going to be appointed as a cabinet secretary for interior. And because in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objectives, I knew that those rumors were intended to achieve some political objectives. And I remember I texted Junet Mohamed and I asked him, and he just laughed off because I was actually surprised. I was in one of the bunges here in Kisumu, just listening, and people were actually discussing that Junet Mohamed is going to become the cabinet secretary. That was early this week, early, and I knew that these rumors of politics, that's how they normally begin. So in this video, I want us to talk about the appointment of Junet Mohamed, or in quote, the appointment in quote of Junet Mohamed as a cabinet secretary for interior. Because today, Junet Mohamed released, was it today or yesterday, released a statement. Today actually, he released a statement because I think the rumors were just too much. So Junet Mohamed has been forced now to release a statement. For me, if you ask me, he should not have released that statement. Because in politics, the moment you deny something, you confirm to people. So this is the statement which Junet Mohamed, my friend, posted. His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto continues to broaden his government to conform with the wishes of Kenyans on national inclusion, service delivery, governance, democracy, and stability of the nation. In this context, I have been made aware of unfounded innuendos to the effect that I have shown interest in the position of the Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security and National Administration, and or that the ODM party has submitted my name for consideration in such a role. Whereas an opportunity to serve fellow Kenyans in any capacity is always welcome, I wish to inform the public that I am neither one of the people angling for the job, nor has the ODM party shown any interest in seeking to have another party export join the government in that capacity. In any case, I have just recently assumed the leadership of the minority party in the National Assembly, which is an equally very important constitutional office in our governance structure. I do hope this clarification puts this matter to rest and allow the country to focus on more important concerns. And Junet Mohamed, CBS MP, Minority Leader, National Assembly, 26th, today. That is the statement by Junet Mohamed. If you ask me, I doubt if that statement was really necessary, but he had to respond to that question. Before we get into all those details, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting this channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. And I want to begin by looking at some facts. Facts are always stubborn. The first fact is that William Ruto's re-election in 2027 fully depends on Raila Odinga and ODM party after Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment. Rigathi Gachagua is going home. Even if he were to stay in office, they've parted ways. The mountain have already decided. Rigathi Gachagua will revenge on William Ruto. So which means for William Ruto to recover the loss from the mountain, he must get them from elsewhere. And there's no any other place William Ruto can recover that huge loss of the mountain other than ODM party. So Ruto's re-election will depend fully on ODM party. And that can explain why some of these stories of Junet Mohamed joining the government could be true. Number two, ODM party is currently working with William Ruto. But as things stand, they're also keen on maximizing the benefit of that working arrangement. There are 4 cabinet slots. Initially, there were rumors that at the initial stages, they were supposed to be, I think they have 5. At the initial stages, they were supposed to be 11, half. I don't want to rule out the possibility that Ruto might decide to add them another slot just to secure their bases. So that's another fact that is there. The other fact, which is also there, which you can't run away from, is that Junet Mohamed is a close ally of Raila Odinga. And therefore, it is not a coincidence that his name is being mentioned as a possible cabinet secretary for interior. Let us look at it from this perspective. Junet Mohamed, if he were to be appointed as a cabinet secretary, would serve the Luo interest. If Junet Mohamed were to be named, okay, that we have Junet Mohamed as a cabinet secretary for interior, Luos will be happy. He will serve their interest. Migori. Because right now, there is no cabinet secretary from Migori. And that's why this story could be true. We'll serve the Migori people. They'll be comfortable that, okay, at least finally we have a member of parliament from our region who's been at the center, because Suna East is actually the center of Migori, who served as a councillor, as an MP, now a cabinet secretary. In fact, you not even served as a mayor of Migori. So it will serve the interest of the Luos there. That same stone can be used to serve the Somali interest. So if Ruto wanted to appoint a Somali, there's also the rumor that probably Ruto wants to bring Duale to that slot. Because what he did previously was to remove Duale from the defense docket, lower him to environment, because he knew what he was doing. He knew Kindiki was going to leave. Then Duale was going to be returned there. Because it's like, there's a way most Kenyan leaders prefer working with Somalis. Maybe there's something special in them. So if that cannot happen, then he can decide, okay, why don't I have another Somali in the name of Junet, who will also serve the Luo interest? Importantly, Junet will also serve the interest of the Muslim. So Muslim will now, we have Duale, we have Siji Mvuria, now Junet is also coming there. You know, because previously Ruto was like more of a Christian, and the Christian are now dumping him. So it's leading to the other side. In fact, if you talk to people within the corridors of power, they are telling you that 2027 election will be determined in northern Kenya. And that's why William Ruto relaxed the issuance of IDs, so that they can get as many IDs as possible from that region, because those numbers are going to matter. So Junet will serve those two interests. And of course, probably, if you've been listening to the Kikuyu Nation, they're like, Ruto doesn't want that docket in the mountain, because now he's lost touch with most of them. You know, he just wants the docket of the interior, either to go to the Kalenjin Nation or to go to somewhere else. So he will not be comfortable with that docket going to the Kalenjin Nation because of the Kikuyu factor. So rather maneuver with it, land it in Migori, where Junet Mohamed cannot be accused as being a Luo really. He's a Somali, cannot be accused of being a Somali, you know, something like that. So in my view, those stories cannot be ignored. In politics, you don't just ignore those rumors. There's a possibility that Junet Mohamed can actually join government as a cabinet secretary. And if you were to join cabinet as a, if you were to join government as a cabinet secretary, at least you guys will be proud that you have Lee's friend in the cabinet. So let's pray for Junet Mohamed. I'm going to call him after this and tell him, Junet, don't usiache, anguka nayo kupewa. Anyway, out of that, why would Junet Mohamed come out to deny? Because for me, that was totally unnecessary. If they were just rumors, he would have just let. If they were just rumors, he would have just let them pass. So why would he come and defend? Number one, I think tactical retreat, because it's still premature. The Kikuyu Nation is still mourning the loss of Rigathi Gachagua from the cabinet. The case is still in court. Kindiki is yet to be sworn in. Then already you are saying Junet is coming in. Premature. So tactical retreat. Let's cool it a bit. Number two, it was also going to show ODM as a power-hungry party. And of course, for me, I don't have a problem with that, because all these political parties are formed for purposes of acquiring power. If they could not acquire power through the ballot, I know they can acquire it through all these political shenanigans we are seeing. Why not? So for me, I don't see any problem. But maybe ODM as a party, and maybe Raila Odinga, and even people like Junet are like, we are going to appear as if we are power hungry. Just the other day, we had our five experts in the government. Now they've lost another one. Why should we bring? We are going to appear as if we are power hungry. Why don't we just let these things at the right time? And lastly, I'm also looking at the move as part of strategy, ODM strategy, to stay out of Kenya Kwanza politics. Because in Kenya Kwanza alone, they are fighting. Kindiki is going for the cabinet secretary, for the deputy president. There are those who believe that Kimani Ichung'wah should now be the CS for interior. The fear is, if that were to happen, a by-election is going to be occasioned in the Kikuyu constituency, and the fear is Rigathi might actually shock them. So they don't want that. And then the mountain are like, okay, Kindiki is going for that slot, which was for Mount Kenya West. He comes from East. Then this seat was for the East. Now let it come to West. Within Kenya Kwanza alone, Mudavadi is there. Weta is there. They have their people. They want to occupy those slots. Because, of course, just like ODM is now at an advantage position in William Ruto's arithmetics for 2027, Mudavadi and Weta also believes that Western Kenya will play a critical role. And therefore, a cabinet secretary should be appointed from Western Kenya. So, ladies and gentlemen, Junet Mohamed has denied this. But for me, I don't want to deny it. What about you? Do you think this story just came from the tree and is falling down? Let me read your comments. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.